Hey guys, how's it going? We are up to November 28th, 2018. It's 9:40 p.m. and I want to do something a little bit different tonight. Wasn't too sure. Of course, I grabbed a snack and I'll stuff my face right at the beginning. Why not? But basically, my mind is certainly in the dispatching mood. Normally, I would be dispatching tonight. There was a bit of a Well, there's a couple things that happened. Number one, I knew I wasn't going to be dispatching because I had my son just for the last couple hours, which was really cool, I might add. I normally don't see him on a Wednesday night. So I get to see him Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So basically, I've already gotten over what I call my hump. Wednesday is hump day, but Wednesday is kind of that hump where that last day that I don't see him. And knowing that, I just spend a couple hours, go to sleep, and get through my workday, and boom, I'm seeing him again. So that's kind of cool. So, anyways, yeah, let me just put that down before I stuff my face. I've mentioned about the RTS Dispatcher. Yes, I could be working on it right now, but when you're working, and maybe there's procrastination here, I'll be certainly willing to admit that. But with the move, which I tend to focus in on the weekends, I try to do a little bit at a time on the weekend, and then basically go for there. I have other things, like I got laundry actually that I got to keep an eye on. That I'm working on right now. So there's things that I'm doing other than obviously doing nothing. But to actually get into the programming mode right now, I don't want to get into that. I just want to get ideas. I want to get a direction, possibly see where others are headed, what direction they're headed for in 2019, and then from there, I have a wide open slate. I was originally going to do this in the fall, but once the move came into place, that kind of, suddenly put a new stress level on that I have to deal with. Not to mention, work's been pretty tough lately, although today was a little bit better. So hopefully the light at the end of the tunnel is not too far away. Things will calm down a bit. But anyways, having said that, let's open up Train Dispatcher 3. And what I want to do is basically go over and reinforce some of the things that are good about TD3, say compared to external dispatcher. Which ones do I have here? I'm not doing CP back to your Perry Sound. Needles, Mojave, Cajon. No, I don't want to do that one. Atlantic Coast is probably the best one. It's the only one that I have on here. I don't think I have... See, I used to have all kinds of territories on my other computer, but I don't think I have too much. Yeah. Albany, Selkirk, Atlantic Coast. Yeah, we'll go with this. This is a good one. So this, for you're probably familiar with. There's a lot of other territories out there. I've never really wanted to get into the point of getting heavily back into TD3, but this is for those familiar with the southeast route is very familiar. Is the CSX AC Dispatcher. And I should have a saved game in here. Let's see what we got. Open previous saved. I just saw it just a minute ago. I think that's the one. So that would start at the top of the hour. Now before I begin, I'm going to run probably an hour tonight. I like to run right on the hour and run real time. A lot of people, they'll fast forward it. Now, there's not that many trains on here. I was running 30 trains the other night. But looking at this is a typical dispatcher's territory. It's not too heavy at the moment. 6 o'clock in the morning, but don't mind me, I'm just stuffing my face again. But I'm looking at this and I see 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trains. So you might be thinking, okay, well that's kind of boring. And yeah, that's pretty light. I've actually dispatched much higher numbers. 30 usually, that's within my comfort zone. Once you get above 30, you got to think about how many moves a minute you're making. Once you get at 30, you're making basically a move every 2 minutes. That's the way that works out. So, like if you're popping up 30 minutes 30-minute clearances for each one. Sorry, you're at a move a minute, I should say, at that point, using the system that I like to use. Here, not so bad. You know, you're doing a move every 4 minutes on average. But I usually like setting everything up every 15 minutes or so. Now you might think, okay, well, no, you should have heavy. And you can run heavier things. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be a good... I'm looking at the way the territory is set up right now. Probably not the best example. Let me take a look at some of the other ones for a minute here, what I have saved. And again, there's other ones out there, but that's not going to have much. I'll take a look at this one. I don't think there's going to be too much there. All right. So this is a territory. I'm not a big fan of the ones that go beyond the screen, but this is typical BNSF territory. In fact, this is very similar to what I used to dispatch in version 1. Or not version 1, sorry, the beginning of version 2. This is very similar to what I would do. Like I said, I'm not a big fan. Like, yeah, you can zoom, like I'm zoomed in there. When you're zoomed out, yeah, you can see everything. I could, in theory, run this, but not too sure about that one. Just take a look at here. What's the next alert? Somebody's waiting for a signal. No, he already got it. It's interesting. So it looks like I have the signals fleeted. Just looking at the various setups here. Yeah, I might just run this one. Even this, although it's not ideally what I would like to run, this could be a good one. So when you look in the train section, you can do what's stopped and what's moving. So we're looking at how many trains have we got on the territory. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And what do you what does it go? 30 trains. So there's a typical territory right there. Now I may start this one at the top of the hour. Run an hour on it and see how things are going. Doesn't look too bad. A couple of them are going off the territory, and then I can do this real quick and take a look, which isn't too bad of a deal. some of the features just before I start. I gotta, like I said, I gotta go grab my laundry in a few minutes before I start. But let me get them moving and stopped, and we'll go with their arriving. So you may have seen me doing this the other night, and what that is basically I love having this call list. Now this is something I thought Run 8 version 2 was going to have a very similar. In fact, they had a picture of it. I've mentioned this before. They had a picture of something that looked very familiar with it. Now I heard about this quote-unquote Mobeta AI system. That was originally, like I said, that was originally something they mentioned was going to be a version 2. It didn't happen. And it never really came around. And now version 3 is, we're assuming, is in full development. So, you know, I don't know what to make of it, to be quite honest. I love the crew expiring times. The ETAs are really cool because they have a set schedule, but they're also randomized. So I forget how all of these are, you know, basically running. As far as I can't even see the tags from here. When I move into the new place, I'll get to see this a little bit better. But this is what I like. Taking a look at this and saying, okay, well, here's everything. This is everything set up. Boom, let's go. And I like that because I can tell that in the next half hour, I've got 6 trains coming on a territory. I know when they're coming on. That part's a little bit interesting. Okay. An ETA, this is the actual ETA. It's not really an estimate. That is the time that they will arrive. So I would prefer an estimate and then have a variation so that the sheet gets updated. But I'm okay with it, or even have the ETA alter while things are going. That would be kind of cool. I love the crew times. I think that is cool. Entrance exit information's always nice to have in this format because it gives you a reminder. You'll see quite a bit that I'm looking at other sheets to try to find information about symbols and that, whereas this basically tells you everything you need to know. Well, it shouldn't say everything. It tells you everything as far as the entrance and exit. What it doesn't tell you is where they're supposed to be working. So this is the territory I used to love dispatching. You get that little section of single track, you get this congestion in here, and then everything else is just, you know, really cool. So a couple things I'll point out before we start this up. This is kind of a wacky layout, the way it's set up, but that's just the way it is. It looks like it's going east when... and technically that's going west, which is very confusing with Hinckley, Jim Gray, and all that other stuff. Everything else looks right, but for some reason they, instead of extending it to another one, they made it like a west. I don't know why. I guess it's... I honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure why they did it that way, but they did. And when you're looking at the way things are set up, we'll start up with Bakersfield, or we'll take up Sanborn. So this is the dispatcher's territory, and I don't know if there's notes on it, but there's no comment field. So this is early 2010 data, and yeah, it's what you're seeing here. What's better than external dispatcher here is there's no trigger points. These are stacks. So what you're seeing here, although that's cut off by this label here, this yellow here, that's a stack. The other one is also a stack. So yes, I've not only have I set up the meet, but I have set out the exit both ways. As far as I know, you can't do that in external dispatcher. You can do one or the other, but you can't do both. I could be wrong on that. Maybe I don't understand the manual or enough or whatever. So I decided for whatever reason that I was going to do a meet here. I'm just trying to figure out why I decided instead of Edwards, but so we've got Q Stoshi 6 and a unit train. For pit 1. So I decided to bring him for priority wise. I just decided to go ahead and bring him. And it's set. And Edwards, the Q train would probably be delayed, so that's probably why I decided it. Everything else, there's signals that are set. Here you see another example. And this is another feature I like about TD3. We got one coming out at 12:05, and we got one coming out at 12. Whoops, that's not the right one. Yeah, that is the right one. Sorry. One coming out at 12:05 and one coming out at 12:21. I don't have the 12:26 lit, but that's only supposed to come, towards the end of the next 30-minute cycle. But as you can see, I haven't. You got this. You got this number 1 beside it. That's a stack. So it's not a fleet. It's an actual stack. So that allows me to set everything up, and then once it's set, I can leave it alone. It's just basically touch. I've got UP. I got a signal lit up because I know stuff is coming. Instead of it all of a sudden popping up on the screen, I know it's coming. That's what I like about dispatching this way as opposed to external dispatcher settings. Mineola, Newberry here. Those are regular ones now. I got some stacks heading east because I got 2 trains here. So what's cool about it is it's similar to right mouse clicking external dispatcher after so many in a fleet. The difference is you don't have to do it. In other words, I've stacked it here. I don't have to turn off a fleet. But as you can see down here, for whatever reason, I had a fleet going here. I'm not too sure why I had the fleet going other than the fact that there was a lot going on. So I decided to just set it up and go ahead. I did the other way as well. But then we get into I got fleeting going on here. When there gets too many, it's easier to fleet. But when there's not that many, then sometimes it's just as easy to turn off the fleet and say, okay. Like, for example, I'm not too sure why I even bothered here to have this set up. Like, I still have a fleet going on. These guys are a long ways away. I can adjust that shortly. The rest of the route, you can see, look at all the stacks. I've got 2 stacks set up here. I've got this guy, I've got the next guy, and then I got this guy coming out of here. So everything. This is why I love stacks. So I'm going to go get my laundry, and then we'll start this up. Run this for an hour tonight. I'll be right back, and we'll talk some more. So I'm waiting for the top of the hour now. I like to keep in sync and then give myself basically a time to run, and this is the way I used to do it, and I just manage my time that way. So it'll be 12 noon on a Sunday. And here we go. So we're all started. So what I typically do, first of all, I check out everything that's coming up. So I've got, I already mentioned about the AAs. Got 3 of them. I'm not too worried about that one. A couple coming out of UP.
Train stop, awaiting signal.
And you get a lot of this stuff. I'm not a big fan of that. Okay, so he's stopped because I have this guy overtaking him. So we've got a grain train overtaking a Q train? Really? Oh, okay, he just got in the way and I couldn't pass him. Or something. I guess. I'm not too sure why I have a few of these guys stopped, to be quite honest. I'm just looking here. This guy's been stopped since 11:10. Okay, I got him coming that way. Okay, I see. So I got him following, and then vehicle train. Apparently I just wanted to get this guy going. I have no idea what I was thinking back then, but anyways, I was. So this guy's crew time will expire at 1400. Find area, need crew. Just I gotta check something here. Oh, I see. Does the crew change happen automatically? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't like that. That's a little... These are these little bizarre things where you have to specify the exact location, especially when this is a normal crew change point. Hang on a second here. I can't remember if they automatically will change. Well, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to assume it's just one in the field, and hopefully he'll get through there in time. I don't know if he will or not, to be honest. See, that's caught my attention because I'm not too sure. Okay, I better set that up before I get in trouble here.
Train arrived on territory.
So what block is that? 551, okay. Actually, I don't want to do 551. I'll do 550. Actually, I might even go further than that. Yeah, I'll do 550. This part I don't like. I mean, yeah, dispatching, you do some of that, but you really don't mess around with the crews so much. Okay, so I've dealt with that. Okay. So now we got trains arriving on territory, so we're running... What the hell? Whoops, wrong out. Where's my go-to alert? I can't even see anything right now. There we go. Okay, so he's already set. Just a few other things. I'm already falling behind. Couple out of UP. There's one out of BB, whatever the hell that is, which I already got set. UP, I've got at least one, but there's... Okay, I see. So there's going to be at least a second one. I could stack that one. So that's how you stack them. So you don't have to do fleets and boom. That's all there is to it. Okay, let's start digging my holes here. Now I don't have the mileages, which really suck because I like using mileages. So for now, I'll go ahead and set that up, and I will go ahead. So what I'm doing is I'm just estimating. So this is why I prefer to have the mileages there and see them on the screen, but I guess realistically, you know, you just got to get used to the mileages, I guess. So he's got a neat crew as 2000, he's fine. He's headed to Bakersfield, he's fine. So now we look over here. He's working at area that needs crew, but I don't know if he needs a crew here. That's inspection. That's a different type of thing, so he's okay. Considering he's at Hodge, I'm going to give him... So he's going to head through. Now the speeds are a little bit interesting here. See, that one gets the top speed, which is okay. I don't mind it. But see, here's how I can stack things up. And notice we're going directional now.
Train stopped, awaiting
He's going to be there for another 5 minutes or so, 2 minutes maybe. Okay, so now he's in the siding and he's at Edwards, so that worked out good. But see, I can go directional now. Double check the UP time, 12:24, that's okay. And I'll do one more stack to here. Meanwhile, I'll get him going past Mineola up to there. That's okay for now. I gotta keep him going. I don't know why I don't have him going. ETA 1212. He's working at Barstow. There we go. So everything else is fleeted there. Everything else is okay. I don't think I want to fleet that one anymore. So I can remove the fleet just like that. There, I'll keep that one in. So that'll, they're red right now with that little gray on top, and then, you know, figure out what's going on here. Okay. So there's a Q train that I was going to bring in and around. Q-lac behind him. So see what I'm able to do just like that. So the order at which you stack them is how things are going to come out there. Okay. So I obviously left this a mess last time. Okay, so this is the mess going up the hill. There's not much I can do about it right now. The stack's already set. I don't know why. Okay, yeah, I got this guy at Ibis to Goffs. I don't know why I brought him over there. I must have been insane or something. Especially when I have another vehicle train. I know I have a lot of traffic coming out of here, and I was probably pressured to thinking that I needed to do something, but I don't know. I think that was kind of ill-advised. I don't know where to find exit. Not too sure what RE is. Oh, yard entry. Okay. That's fine. He can head that way, do whatever he wants. So now we're down at this end. I like going directional like this. Even though I see one coming up here, I'm just going to give him a little bit further. I can take a look at Bakersfield 127. He's okay. I know he's going to make it, so I'll clear him all the way through. Just saves me some work, right? So he's got a long way to go, but you know, everything else is set up there. So now looking at the trains that are coming out again, I've got now I'm looking up to 1245. So North Departure, South Departure has a few others. There's another one from AA. 1218 BB to Bakersfield is already set up. I can look further, but you see I can go into all kinds of details. He's got a need crew. He's going to do a nice fast change, so coming here it works good. I got to remember that I have a crew change set, so he's fine. Looking at some of the other ones, a couple UPs. I believe I have to get another AA out. I'll bring him to here for now. Once he's actually comes on the territory, I'll be able to deal with him a little bit more. A couple UPs, both going AA. I don't know what's going on yet in regards, but I know they're coming. So that's okay so far. We're good. North Departure, South Departure, 1232, 1237. The problem with the departures, they're hard to really set up. Because I have all this traffic coming in, it makes it difficult to do it. So I'm not going to worry too much. Now this is probably one of the more tougher of the territories with TD3, especially, you know, you're looking at all the information and you're thinking like, what the heck? One, I have a hard time seeing the display to see what everything is. So I got an M bell bar. He's okay. He's stacked. I don't know how many trains I've got in here. It looks like I got like a... Oh, freaking... Yeah, I got a Z train. I've got... I'm trying to figure out what trains I have in line there.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
It's a mess. I know I brought him this way, but now I've got, obviously, I don't know what. I was getting a grain train here. The Z train's in front. Yeah, see, everybody's getting stopped coming up the hill. The one thing I don't like about it is they don't continue restricting. Oh, actually, no, they do. I apologize. They actually do. But you got to pass them by signals and all that other crap. I don't like that. To me, they should automatically go by intermediate signals and come right up to their tail. So I'm not a big fan of that. But I'm going to let that go for now. Let it play out. You can see I've got other ones. I've got a vehicle train, a bare table train. The bare table train is setting off at 5:50. Where the hell is that? Hey, he's setting off there. Crew change. Oh, the block 550. Okay, got it. Stop it. That's a crew change. I thought it was work need crew. Never mind. That's the crew change I set. Okay, we're fine for now. I know I really don't have a choice here. I gotta bring him down. Pretty soon I'm gonna have a mess going down the hill too. $6,600 grain train.
Train arrived at one territory.
Can't do anything with him yet until I know what's going on. Okay. So he'll be with a need crew. This is a Z train, which doesn't help, but unfortunately there's just too much traffic. Alright. Let's keep going up the hill, see what's going on. So I got one going into Ash Hill. Grain train. H toll bars ahead of him. I got fleets galore set up. Okay, so here. Bare table San Bernardino. Might as well keep it lit up. Behind him I got an M barbell. So now I can start stacking a little bit more. But you notice I'm not fleeting because, you know, everything is okay for now. The fleets I got going up so far, where I can use them. The only reason why I didn't fleet that is I got a Z that I might try to throw in there just to try to. Problem is I got Zeds waiting, and this guy's he's got a speed of 1. $12.39. Well, something majorly happened there. I honestly, I haven't run this in so long. I really don't know. That's just kind of odd. Why has he got a speed of 1? That's another thing with TD3 is they wait for till the next signal. He should be going at least 15 miles an hour. He shouldn't be going at a speed of 1. But he is.
Crew expired.
Crew expired. Oh, that's not a good one. That's another thing I don't like. We're seeing a lot of these things. No, that's arrived. He just arrived. He's fine.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
Stopped due to crew expiration. Well, apparently I wasn't paying attention. Now I can cheat and get an emergency crew out there. It's not cheating, but I have to do, like, see, watch, if I try to do it 12:21.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
I try to do it 12:22. Oh, you got to do 12 hours. Ooh. Well, that ties up the railroad quite a bit. All right. Oh, shut up, dog. Okay, so he's going to be blocking that line for the next 2 hours. Yeah, we'll cancel the signal. So it runs time, so that's what that flashing light is. I like that. I don't, crews are the crews, but I would rather have a crew manager setting up the crew change points. Usually the dispatcher doesn't bother with that. Okay, so I can't do anything about him. Now these next alerts, X alerts, I do like the toning in the radio better. So unfortunately here I've really screwed myself over. I got a train coming out at 1:27. I know right now that he's going in there. There's nothing I can do about it at this point. If I look at North Departure and they're all coming out of Bakersfield, I'm going to be screwed. At least for him. That one for sure.
Train
Not so much that guy.
territory.
Okay, the UP is here. So, whoops. Missed it one. He works Barstow. Okay, where is Barstow? Is that anywhere up here? It's only there. That's kind of weird, huh? Alright, fine. He's exiting AA as well. I don't know why you can't work Barstow there, but anyways, whatever. That's fine. I'll just put him up there. 9,000 feet. I think he's okay. Yep. There we go. Okay, let's keep him going. So you see how the stacks are working here, right? They just do their thing and away they go. He's just going to the Cajon sub.
Train arrived at 1 territory.
So that part I love. I love the stacking. So now I've got
Train stop.
my setups
signal.
here. Of course everything else is going crazy, but that's okay. As long as I deal with them. Okay, so he works Barstow. He works Barstow. Ooh. Okay. How long do they work at Barstow for? Just 11.
Train stop.
Just
Waiting signal.
Just enough for a crew change. Okay. That's inspection. Alright. Alright, so he's going through. Well, it looks like he's going to do a crew, his crew change there. And the other guy behind him, I'm not sure where I'm putting him. Might have to cross him at Ludlow.
Train stop. Awaiting signal.
So what I'm doing is I'm getting him set to go up there. Actually, that's about as far as I'm going to put that one. Stopped waiting for signal. That's okay. I like HPT versus whatever system they use here because it's difficult for me to figure out what's what. So I definitely like the HPTs as a mode of as versus whatever they have, like 4 categories and that's it. Okay, let's get this guy going and then figure out what I wanted to do behind him. I think everything else is
Train
okay.
stop. Awaiting signal.
Alright.
Train arrived at 1 territory.
There's not much I can do otherwise there, but next alert. I'm hitting the wrong buttons again.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
But you see what's happening now. Now that I'm getting more going here, Barstow is starting to settle up nicely. So it's 10:30. I'm gonna go and, well, 10:30 actual time, 12:30 in the sim. I don't know why I didn't get him going.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
There's nothing I can do about that. Okay.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
Wish I could read these a little bit better. So we got a Z train, LAC WSP1 that has his light. I don't know why I've got. He just started to stop. Okay. Shouldn't be holding up a Z train, but anyways. Let's see how far I can get him going. So I do like the colors with the yellows and the other warnings. They're definitely nicer to look at. What do I got? 2? 1. Okay. So I'll get another one there. So you see that I'm adding definite stacks here. Wait and see what happens. Okay, I want to get the top going again. Yeah, he's okay now. I can't do anything about.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
Okay, there's my north departure. So now he's headed to Bakersfield. I could rearrange things here if I wanted to. What's he going toward? He's in a need crew, but what I'll do is I'm gonna take a look here. He's a Q train. Hinckley, yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and just try to get him out of the way. Might regret it later, but alright, let's start with up here. We got 1233. Again, taking a look at what's coming. It's going all the way to 1300, so all I got is self departure, the BB, and the another UP at 1250. Which would bring it up to here. So I'd like to get the leaders going. The BB, what's he going for? 1246. Q train, and he's got a need crew for 11 minutes. Okay. Let me. Yeah, he's fine. Okay, so we're starting at the top again. I've already got the meat set up here. So now once he's done, see, here's how I do the stack. You can go with the reversing signals. You can stack it here going to here. The other way, I can get him going to here, and just like that. Everything else is just going to run off of its normal course. So he's going to work Barstow, and he's headed. The stack train, he's headed in. This guy here is working Barstow. I think he's like another 11 minutes. I think they're all 11 minutes or something. Yeah. Okay, so I can put him out for about 20. Keep him going up to here for now. This is the hot track. So he's headed down, but this is the next guy going out, and you'll see they'll set that up. Where's this guy going? He's going to Barstow, so I gotta keep him going. I've got another light set up. I'll get it up to here, but once I get them up to Barstow, I'm gonna stop fleeting them for now, or stacking them, I should say. Everything else is okay so far. There's a lot of fleets going on. We got a bit of a mess here. I don't know what I'm doing with this guy. Zed train, I gotta keep him going.
Train arrived at 1 territory.
I'm gonna remove the fleet for now. See how it goes. This is causing an issue for some reason. I don't know why I have him at a speed. Something happened to him, but I don't know what, to be honest. Okay.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
I'll fleet that signal for now. Probably won't get very far. So as I was saying before, what happens is they get to the block and then you have to guide them by the signals. The only signals you really need to be guiding them by are control point signals, not the intermediate signals. I've never really liked that too much. Okay, there's a self-departure.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
Okay. See what I did there? He's got to come up to here. He'll get that as soon as this guy gets out of the way, and as soon as he goes first. Now by rights I should be able to yeah, I don't like that one. It's kind of weird how they do these interlocking sometimes, but they try to find the best way. And I don't like how they do it, to be quite honest. So I'm going to delete this stack. Now let's see if I can get this guy going the way I want it. Now, crap. Hello. That's better. I think. No, he's still using that. I want him to use that. So that's another thing I'm not, you know, I'd rather him be able to choose the switches that he's going to align. That'll be a challenge. To get that, like in developing an RTS dispatcher, to get them to use the switches. Eventually what I'll do is I'll line them out myself, but anyways, for now that's okay. Let's check out all these other. Yeah, they're just being stupid online. So there's a lot of stupidity I find in TD3, but there's also a lot of stupidity in external dispatcher too. So
train stop, awaiting signal.
Okay, what's going on here? I got a Q train. I got that grain train. You know something? Let them go. No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah. Trying to fleet it, but I can't. Alright, whatever. Wow, that 45 minutes went by quick. Okay. So I got a train just outside of here. He's got to work Barstow. Oh, he stopped. Okay, here. Here's what we'll do.
Train stop, awaiting signal. Train stop, awaiting signal.
So now I'm changing up the way I'm doing this.
Train stop, awaiting signal.
Yeah. Ah, you bugger. All right. So I've kind of been taken out of my pattern a bit, unfortunately.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
But that happens. This guy just totally screwed up the railroad. He's moving now, but see now his speed once he gets to the next block, suddenly he finally wakes up. Go figure. But I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, see they're all hugging on the hill. Okay, so he's gonna be okay. And the amount of times that they're complaining about stopping, the bottom line is I want to find a way to communicate to the AI in a mannerism that doesn't have them tone you at every red signal. Because then it becomes quite distracting. So you want the tones, you certainly want them to get your attention, but at the same time you don't want them to go nuts. Okay, so we're going to see what's coming up to 115. Couple BBs, 1246, another UP, we already got that one started. UP,
train arrived at 1 territory.
1215. Okay, one just arrived. I'm looking at the 115. There's an eastbound.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
106. I thought it was EB. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll light him up just so that he's ready. Okay, so he's I think the need crews are the same like Barstow. They just take 11 minutes and then they're fine. Okay.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
So we'll start from down here since we're here now. Or we'll try to. Work our way up from Needles. We'll fleet that. Okay, so he's ready to go. Whoops. So you see all of these stacks right here. Next one's not coming out till another hour, so what I can do here is make sure that they're set. 2, 3, 4. So you can see things are starting to line themselves up. At Barstow, which that's the advantages of the stacks. And I'm double barreling them out.
Waiting signal.
Yeah, see, he's got to stop, even though, you know, he doesn't have to tell me that. He can just, if he's at an intermediate signal, he does not have to tell me that. But he's moving now. Now what'll happen is I can I've got the grain train getting out of the way. He's going to get out of the way of all or low priority stuff. That should make things go a lot better there. But the constant train stopped, waiting at signal, train stopped, waiting at signal is so freaking annoying. Especially on a busy route like this. Like, see, he's at a block signal now, so now he's complaining because he can't get through.
Train arrived at 1 territory.
So I'm just making sure everybody's got a light. Everybody's waiting for this guy to get the hell out of the way. So, you know, next time I'll have to watch out for that. But I'm not used to them doing the crew change up there either, so it's 10:51. So I got the other UP coming. Mineola doesn't have much of anything, so I'll bring him.
Train stop, awaiting signal.
Shut up. Okay, so he's got a stack. He'll be fine. What did I have at Goffs? Okay, I think I had at least one. Oh, there. I don't even have to stack it. Here we go. So that's a Q train, a vehicle train.
Train stop, awaiting signal.
Oh, shut up. We'll fleet that one. There's a Z in there, and then a vehicle train. I'm going to fleet that for now. So what I'm doing is I'm getting that guy out, and then him out, and then him, whoops, out of here. And hopefully that will help alleviate some of the pain for these guys. Just looking to see if there's anything else. No. Everything else looks pretty good. But you see how that's working now. See, now I can just stack them ahead. I can fleet them. But see, yeah, see, they're just complaining going up the hill. That's something I would eliminate. Just coming up to intermediate signals, there's nothing, you know, there's nothing that can be done. So this guy's going to move out of here. He's probably... Shut up. Isn't that annoying? See, he only has 6,000 feet. Which, of course, makes things really interesting up here. I'm going to have a total gridlock in a minute. That's how these tracks are supposed to be used, are for those 11-minute crew changes. Okay, so he's complaining that he's stopped. Well, that's too bad. Let me go ahead and I'm going to put a fleet on for this guy. You know something? Bugger off. Why can't I fleet it? See, that's stupid. You should be able to start a fleet just because something's ahead of you. That's dumb. There's no reason why. What I want to do is, instead of having multiple stacks, I do want to fleet there. But anyways, we'll fleet that one. So it's 10:54. I'm going to stop this at the top of the hour coming up. That doesn't look too... Oh, okay, yeah, he's coming out. So you see everything's starting to go now. Oh, he started to move. Okay, here, watch. Now, I'm going to delete this stack. Watch this. One of these will go now.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
That's not the one I wanted. But you know something? That just might work. No, I don't think it will. Okay, he's about 6,000 feet. Then I want him out of there. And then I want... Do I want him there? Oh no.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
We want to go that way. He's going to have to hold up anyways.
Waiting signal.
So he can go, and then where's he going? He's going down the hot line. Stack train. Okay, so I'll get him out of there. Whoops, I can't get him out of there just like that. Okay, hold on a second here. Wow, I got a bit of a mess here. So what'll happen is I'll go here. But you see how the stacks like really work well. Okay, so we're almost at the end here. What do we got here? Yeah. I got that fleeted, so that should be okay. He stopped because this guy's in the way. Depending on, let me see here. He's a need crew. So I do want to get him through there. So what I'll do is I will keep him on, I want him on the hot track here. I can't remember if that's, I think this is the hot track here. Not that one. Yeah, because they're doing their crew things. He's just a Z train. Alright, so I want him here. Really? Oh, I can't bring him down. Oh, okay. Well, so much for that idea then. I guess I shouldn't have put him there. But anyways, I did. What a mess, huh? And we're like 2 minutes away here. They're just doing their thing. They're doing theirs. So now I can quickly look to see ahead what's coming up to 1:30. The eastbound, I got 2 eastbounds now. Cadiz train, couple BBs. Not too sure.
Train stopped, awaiting signal.
That just gives them a leader so that they can get out. Okay, well, there's nothing I can do about him. And the BBs, what we got here? Well, he's coming real quick. Said train. He needs a crew. And he needs a crew. Okay. Alright, well, I'll get them going. Nope, wrong way. I'll do that, and then stack another one here. I think I can do that. It says length 222. Let me just stop that for a second. We're at the top of the hour now. See, that's 10,000 feet. Okay, that's what I thought. 9,000. 8,000. What's the lengths of these guys? Well, he's up there. That first one's a biggie. We'll put this guy. Oh, there's the length. Okay. No. It says 55999. No, he's okay. They'll be fine. So you can see the second guy's, or the one guy's coming out. He's lit out, then he'll come through. It just makes it so much easier. Now everything's, I'm going to save this again. Save simulation as. There we go. There we go. So that's all saved. So just a little bit of commentary, because we were in the middle of all the TD3 certainly has its weaknesses, and it's had it for years. A lot of people have complained, you know, about them, and we're hoping for different things. Now him, I don't know why I didn't give him a signal, but that's, you know, that's okay. Bottom line is trains will not constantly tone the dispatcher if they have intermediate signals and they know they're following traffic. So as long as they know what's going on, they're not going to call and bug you. What you want as a dispatcher is to be notified when you may have overlooked something. Like, say for example, this train right here, for example, I've overlooked him. I've been busy doing other things, just like I was, you know, the other night. And you get busy, like all this attention right here to get this going. But to do everything that I just did there in external dispatcher, forget about it. You cannot, you simply cannot do that complexity like we just set up there. But look at what I've got. I can tell you right now, I've got him going out, I've got him going out. I decided not to move him. He's going out, he's going through while he's going in. He's got a 9,000 foot train. Yeah, so he'll be fine, and then he'll be able to go through. He's already got a stack to go through and to come down. And then I got everything else behind it. So yeah, I overlooked him. Everybody else, now this guy, I've already linked him to come in line. I've got him to link to go that way. You cannot do that in external dispatcher. No matter, and that's the reason, because of that, is trigger points. Now there's weaknesses as well with the fleets here. It's one thing to put the fleets on, but I should be able to set a fleet flag on a stack. So in other words, I set a stack with a fleet. Basically what I'm doing is I'm stacking it so that when it's available, the next time it's available, it goes into fleet mode. Makes sense. So you can't do it until it's ready. Other things I don't like is these trains that just get stopped on blocks, and they stop at intermediate signals, and they don't proceed past them. They should be able to do that. They don't need to call the dispatcher. It basically works as a restricting signal in most cases. There's a lot of other little things with train dispatcher. We haven't seen any hotbox detectors in this hour. But when they occur, they usually only happen at the end of a block. And the way they stop, it's just kind of goofy. It doesn't really simulate a train stopping for a hotbox detector. And then what becomes of the fixing of the hotbox, whether it requires a set out, there's a lot of advanced things. I'm not too worried about the hotbox detectors. There's engine failures as well that's simulated in Train Dispatcher 3 that reduces the speed of a train. There's also work blocks, work crews. There's all kinds of speed restrictions. There's all kinds of these things that Train Dispatcher tries to do, but could do better. And I plan on, basically going through that and figuring out, okay, what can I make that'll work better. So I'm looking forward to those challenges. But like I said, this is doable. I certainly don't expect to be better than Train Dispatcher right away, but I expect to start putting in my vision of what a Train Dispatcher is going to be. Now, the beautiful thing about Train Dispatcher 2 is all these territories are created either for free or payware. They're basically created, and they're created in a program called Track Builder, and basically you're set up and away they go. What you see is what you get. The problem with it is it's very cookie cutter. I mean, it's cool, but I would rather have a more interesting editor. I like the hotkeys. There's also these hotkeys, like if you hit A, B. I don't know if you can do it with this. No, he doesn't have. This guy doesn't have hotkeys set up. But usually, what happens is you have a station identifier, and you can hit a key, and it'll take you to it. So those are kind of neat. I'd like to see different view options, like view different scales, especially when you're across the room and you're looking at high definition television, like I am. I'd like to see what some of those are, like really up close. So if I zoom in one level like that, well, that's zooming out actually, which is ridiculous. I mean, that's useless from my view. It doesn't tell me anything. Perhaps multi-monitor support once I figure out how to do it. That would take a lot of. It would probably take some help. Because I don't have multi-monitors, although I do have my son's monitor. I'm just not set up for multi-monitors right now. But at some point, I would certainly love to do it. Because I know a lot of people now. Back then, multi-monitors were not a thing. They're becoming a lot more... they're becoming a lot more possible now. A lot of people do it and find it's very advantage. It gives you extra workspace as well. I just don't know how I would ever do it. Multi-monitor set up the way I have it, because I use a high definition TV across a room, and where I'm moving, it's going to be in between some bookshelves. The high definition TV. So I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do that, but I don't see personally any need for myself to have multi-monitors. That's just me personally. I would rather have everything on one screen and be able to hotkey myself to various locations. But that's Train Dispatcher. The good, the bad, and the ugly, basically. It's provided me, Run 8's provided me a lot of entertainment for the past 7 years. But before that, Train Dispatcher actually was something that really has been a staple in my simulation experience. I haven't used it in a while, but when I was dispatching the other night in the server, I realized how much I missed some of the features of not external dispatcher, but TD3 versus external dispatcher. But again, it's not just missing those, but there's pros and cons of both. I would want to take the best of both. I want to be able to have like even an external dispatcher have crews that actually AI crews that actually get your attention. That would be nice. But also AI crews that don't be stupid and just sit on a hill and especially a grade and go crazy. HPT calculations for running grades. That way you have more realistic. What's happens is in these particular instances, if you look at a block here, for example, in TD3 you have various train types. You're limited to how many train types. I would much rather use a train type that signifies what the top speed is, but I also want HPT used as a calculation to decide. I want grades. I want grade directions. And the other thing too is you are limited to any speeds. You're limited by the block. You're not limited to a location in the track, and that's something that I would certainly address. How I would do the editors, it's not going to be cookie cutter. It can be a lot of this, to be able to have the freedom to put it on whatever screen or top screen or whatever, but not restricted to direction so much. I mean, maybe this would be west on top or whatever. I'm not too sure why they did it that way. I'm still trying to figure that one out, except I think I could be wrong. No, that ain't it. I honestly, I don't know why they did it that way. I guess that's just the way they wanted to fit it, or they added it. I think they probably added it in at some point, but still, it's a pretty good sim. The other one that I had up there, it was much smaller, and I didn't want to use that because I knew that would be kind of boring in comparison, so I figured I would try this one. But I like the relaxing ones just as much as I like the busy ones. The relaxing ones are fun too because some territories aren't as busy, and the dispatchers aren't as busy like I was just now. But a lot of that has to do with some of the limits to TD3 right now. So, but hopefully that's all coming in 2019. And the whole idea of getting TD3 or not TD3, sorry, the RTS Dispatcher going is to be able to create a community that has the ability to create territories and have a territory database, or have a constant supply of new territories, just like TD3 has, and to be able to from there go on to become the backbone for my train simulator, or my railroad simulator, I should say, or my RTS, basically. Because once I have those territory information, once I have the train information, here's the key. Train information and logistics and all the other stuff, once I know territory developers will put their information out there, chances are those people know something about the territory. And they may have a lot of information, they may have no information of the trains that run, but they may know somebody, or they may be able to get some information. And that's the other thing too. My goals are this. When I develop RTS Dispatcher, my goals are simple. I'm not interested in producing add-on products. I know it's a very easy new form of income. I would much rather go with the idea that more people will get involved, more people will become interested, and the base will grow based on how the population grows. Because population's growing, and I plan on taking that numbers and go with it. So, you know, maybe offer a new version at some point like others do, based on, you know, ideas. I mean, yeah, I would probably give free upgrades as well to try to entice people to more buys or whatever, or to help the ones who've been loyal, etc. But yeah, so I mean, I want to create the RTS Dispatcher as a standalone product that's available, and then people just create communities, and hopefully I'm able to make some money out of that. Then I want to go with the RTS software, and that would be the 2D simulator. And no, I'm not interested in add-on. I might create some add-on products, some very quality add-on routes and territories and stuff like that. And I hope others, I think hopefully others will as well. And if I'm able to do what TD3 did, perhaps I can come up with a way that people are able to use my sales system to be able to generate income for themselves as territory developers, and then take a cut. I think that's probably one of the better ways that I can offer that. So I set up the system. They just basically give me the information to where they want their sales to be forwarded to, and it all goes into one huge website. I don't know how I want to do that yet. I haven't figured that out up to this point, but that's kind of where I opened up different streams in a business model. As far as a 3D simulator goes, let me get this working first. This is the 2D side. I think I'm pretty confident that I can do the logic. I can do everything that's needed to do. There's some challenges here too, don't get me wrong. But I believe I can do this. I believe this is a good challenge for me in 2019. I believe it's well within my ability. As far as game engines go, you really don't need anything powerful for it. I don't care what I write it in, to be quite honest. If I can do it in if I can do it in just Basic, I will. I may go to Liberty Basic, or I may just go ahead and look at some of the game engines, but I really don't think I need a game engine. I think I would much prefer to do this in a programming language right from the get-go. If Visual Basic doesn't do it, just buying Liberty Basic will probably be the way I go in doing this. And then I'll have everything in Liberty Basic. I'll be able to do the graphics the way I want them. Everything should be able to run, in theory, the way I want it. And I should be okay. Should be able to do what I want. And as far as... I will say this much. I know it's 11:19. It's way past when I said I was going to end this. As far as the Run 8 goes, we don't have a TSCAD yet. And I know TSCAD's going to have a lot of cool features. But here's the thing. Once I have... This is the other thing, too, that's going to be... AI dispatching probably may not be available right away. It might be a paid upgrade. It might be something else. I don't know. But the whole idea of AI dispatching is not so much for 3D simulation. Actually, I want it for my 2D simulator. I want to be able to run a train, run a yard, and have everything run itself. Just as I was saying tonight, you know, trains basically aren't, you know, they should be smart. They shouldn't be calling for a dispatcher because they're stuck in a block on some intermediate up a hill following a line of traffic. It's ridiculous. So that's the way I look at it. So I think this is all attainable. I think it's something that the direction I'm headed. I think I'm headed in the right direction. I think this is probably going to be a fun project to work on. I'm going to enjoy doing this. And then I'll copy some data, and if people have territories that they want me to test or anything, by all means, let me know. If you're I know some people have shown some interest in beta testing and whatever. I'm always open to that. I have at least, you know, some people who have given some consideration for that, and I'll certainly certainly make them available. So yeah, I'm fine with that. But we'll see how that goes, and try a few different ways of getting this out, and then, you know, once we do it, it's just like, hey, here it is. You know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm rambling now. I probably should end this. So, but yeah, it'll be kind of cool. And also the crew changes. That was the other thing I was thinking of. Those crew changes and those goofy little things that just tie up a line or whatever. That's going to be handled by that'll be probably the first AI module, is that crew changes will be handled via some type of crew dispatcher. Crew dispatcher is different than an actual dispatcher, so they will be able to figure out where it is that they need to tie down or stuff like that, and advise accordingly. So you won't have to worry about managing crews. Crews will be managed automatically, and interactive crew changes if one's behind or whatever, or if one's the other thing that happens a lot is a train will come onto a territory, and because of the random factors, there's sometimes a train will arrive on a territory and his crew will have expired, and he just sits at the entrance. It is such a pain. But the whole idea is knowing what's coming in, what's coming out. The work crews, the slow orders, all that other stuff, I want that interactive and have data so that it you know, maybe it's going to runs a particular course, and slow orders, maybe create some situations or scenarios that could come up, etc. Maybe some random ones that could pick anything. There is switch failures in TD3. That's something I would actually go ahead. Signal failures are another one. Those happen in real world, and I think I should have them. But we'll figure that out as well. And yeah, so looking forward to it. And it'll get better as time goes along, and I'll have people hopefully that can test it out and tell me what they think, and we'll see it from there. But anyways, that's it for now, guys. It's past my bedtime, so I don't know when I'll be back on. What do we got? We're on Wednesday now, Thursday. I doubt I'll be on tomorrow, but you never know. Maybe I'll get bored, but we'll see. But anyways, that's it. That was fun. I might do a few more of these too, just for the fun of it, because I do enjoy the dispatching part. I miss doing this. I like the Run 8 portion as well, because having a train arrives on territory, it's like, okay, that's stupid. I want communications. I want it to feel much more real. Not the voices and all that other. They're just stupid. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I've ran TD3 for years, but it's kind of takes the whole whatchamacallit, the sense of reality. I can't think of the name. My brain's starting to go, obviously. So anyways, guys, have a good one, and we'll talk to you again next time. See ya.